They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here, and y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now the young white girl comes along and y'all want to sit up there and shower all of this praise and all of this attention that was earned before she ever came along. The resentment is understandable, but it's not about Caitlin Clark. It's about what she represents. My point is, grow up.
Just when it seemed like the WNBA was finally on track, finally prepared to ride the Caitlin Clark momentum straight into bigger attention and real profits, they managed to stumble over themselves yet again. And this time, the stumble is Caitlin Clark. The league's single biggest ratings draw has officially landed on the injury report.
The Indiana Fever announced that star Caitlin Clark will be out at least 2 weeks with a left quad strain. Clark reported some pain in her leg Saturday after the team's loss to the New York Liberty. She subsequently underwent an MRI and was diagnosed with the strain on Monday.
Basketball fans are losing their minds. Sports shows are going off the rails, and Stephen A. Smith, yeah, him, is practically floating with how fired up he is. He's calling out the so-called WNBA tough guys, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, and especially Angel Reese, who still believes she's just as big a draw. If you're riding with Stephen A. on this one, drop baby goat over baby giraffe in the comments. Let's get it.
Clark was the WNBA's Rookie of the Year last season and a first-team All-WNBA selection. So far, she's averaging 19 points and a league-leading 9.3 assists through 4 games this season. I could give a damn about that last part. I don't care about her leading the league in assists. I don't care about the points that she's averaging because I already know that the young lady can ball. She is special. What I'm interested in is what somebody tweeted me and asked about earlier today that I want to show you right now. Put this tweet up, please, so our audience can see it here. At 4th Gen Bucci, B-U-C-C-I, right? Stephen A. Smith, can the WNBA keep itself afloat while CC, as in Caitlin Clark, is...
Caitlin Clark, the very player who took women's basketball from something only your hyper-competitive cousin followed to a full-blown national spectacle, is now sidelined with a quad strain. At least 2 weeks out. Too long, Clark-free weeks where the WNBA will try to pretend everything's under control, even as the on-court product struggles without its biggest star. Just imagine it. The league's brightest attraction sitting on the bench in street clothes while TV ratings drop faster than anyone expected.
Unfortunately, though, the celebration in the WNBA, it was cut short yesterday afternoon as WNBA players learned the harsh lesson, be careful what you wish for. Headline at the New York Post. Caitlin Clark sidelined with Indiana Felines announcing shock injury. Keyword: shock. This injury was shocking, but not for reasons that you may think.
And, of course, the first person to completely lose it over the news was Stephen A. Smith. ESPN's king of commentary didn't just weigh in, he went full DEFCON 1. While most voices around the league offered calm, measured reactions, Stephen A. showed up like a one-man firestorm, tearing into every bad choice and bad narrative that got us here. And honestly,
somebody had to say it.
Everyone else is out here tiptoeing around the issue, acting like Caitlin Clark isn't the main reason their paychecks clear.
Fanatics also reported a 100% increase in sales for WNBA specific merchandise. It started with Caitlin Clark. And so now that we know all of this, and we've known that for months, now we get to turn around and look and see what exactly is it that the league will do knowing that she's out for the next 2 weeks. I'm not saying I know for sure what's going to happen, but I have an idea.
This wasn't Stephen A. just chiming in. He took command like a man who'd been waiting months to call out the league's missteps. While WNBA execs kept pretending Caitlin Clark isn't the engine powering their momentum, Stephen A. came through with the receipts. He spelled it all out so clearly it felt like a math lesson set to fireworks. His message was basically, oh, you really think the league's fine without Caitlin Clark?
Sure. Cute story.
Now look at the numbers and try not to get emotional.
Thanks to Clark, Indiana led the league in attendance both at home and on the road. The Fever averaged 17,035 fans at home and over 15,000 on the road. 4 teams moved home games to bigger arenas when Indiana came to town to accommodate more fans. That's about Caitlin Clark. How do we know this? Attendance for the entire league was up nearly 50% last year. According to data from across the timeline, and Indiana led all teams with an average attendance of 17,035. That was up 319% from the year earlier.
Let's break down the numbers for a second. Games featuring Caitlin Clark are averaging 1.178 million viewers this season. Games without her? Around 394,000. That's not just a dip. That's a straight off the cliff collapse. Viewership is basically cut to a third the moment she's not on the court. And meanwhile, you still have players questioning why Clark gets so much spotlight. Maybe, just maybe, it's because she elevates the game and gives people a reason to tune in.
We'll find out. We don't know yet, but I'm going to be really, really interested in seeing, Molly, what kind of effect this has on the WNBA's ratings. Because if for some reason there is a precipitous drop-off, then everybody needs to stand down and recognize the fact that the speculation or the assertions and assumptions about her being the golden goose is validated.
Stephen A. didn't just roll out of bed in a bad mood. This was months of frustration boiling over as he watched the WNBA mishandle one golden opportunity after another. He's seen legends like Cheryl Swoops tossing pointed critiques, even as Clark has been the one pulling massive attention to the league. And of course, there have been plenty of moments where tensions and rivalries around Clark have taken center stage, with certain players turning every situation into their own spotlight.
You asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year, and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
And then there's Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, whose entire approach to the Clark phenomenon has felt a bit like saying, thanks for the ratings, I guess. It's as if the league stumbled onto a magic lamp and used the wish on something small and safe instead of game-changing. Now that Clark is out, Stephen A. is practically shouting, "I warned you," from every available rooftop, and honestly, he's got every reason to feel vindicated.
I noticed when you're asking about Caitlin a lot, you bring up other rookies as well.
No league's ever about one player. That player could get hurt or whatever. So I think it's just to give recognition that in sports, people watch for compelling content and rivalries. And you can't do that alone as one.
He even dropped one of his trademark lines. If she's the force pulling viewers into the WNBA, and her absence makes that obvious, then everyone needs to relax and ride the momentum. In other words, stop pushing back. Caitlin is the engine of the excitement. You either embrace it, or you'll end up stuck in half-filled arenas with fans wondering why all the energy suddenly disappeared.
Became the first rookie with at least 25 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds in a playoff game. That was Caitlin Clark. Became the 4th different rookie to play all 40 minutes in a playoff game. That was her. I'm looking at other things. 6 different league television partners. This is last year. This is last season. Because this is Caitlin Clark that we're talking about. 6 different league television partners set viewership records that year, her rookie year, for its highest viewed WNBA game. Do you know every one of those games, including the Indiana?
Let's rewind, because the lead up to this mess has been a textbook example of league mismanagement. Caitlin Clark's first game this season against the Sky drew a record 2.7 million viewers, the highest-rated WNBA game ever on ESPN. A debut so huge, even the NBA took notice. This wasn't a fluke. It was the arrival of a generational star, bringing viewers, merchandise sales, and undeniable buzz. So how did the WNBA respond? With cautious, generic press releases that barely scratched the surface. It was as if the league was hesitant to admit that one player was doing more to elevate the brand than years of collective.
Tide lifts all boats. And if this is the magnetic traction that draws viewers to the WNBA, and her absence over the next 2 weeks due to that quad strain is providing further evidence of that, then everybody needs to accept it, stand down, and ride that wave. I'm going to be really interested in seeing how the ratings are going to look without her over the next 2 weeks. Let's make sure we come back and ask me this exact same question after she's been gone for those 2 weeks.
Basketball fans, brace yourselves. The WNBA was finally riding the Caitlin Clark wave, bringing record ratings, merchandise sales, and mainstream attention when the league managed to stumble again. Clark, the player turning women's basketball into must-watch TV, is now sidelined with a quad injury. That's 2 Clark-free weeks, and the numbers tell the story. Games without her draw 394,000 viewers, compared to 1.178 million with her on the court. That's not a dip, it's a cliff dive. Unsurprisingly, Stephen A. Smith is furious. While others tiptoe around egos, he's calling it like it is. Clark isn't just another star. She's the WNBA's engine. From day one, she's pulled in fans, packed arenas, and boosted ratings like no one else. Yet the league downplayed her rise, gave her generic press coverage, and let her take punishing hits on the court with little protection. Stephen A. lays it out clearly. Clark is the lottery ticket, the golden goose. Ignore her, and the league loses its momentum. Her absence isn't just a player missing a game. It's marquee matchups canceled, national broadcasts impacted, attendance dropping, and sponsors taking notice. He's been the lone voice shouting reality. Protect, appreciate, and elevate your generational star, or risk losing everything she's built for the league. Clark's stats back it up. Record-setting rookie performances, all-star recognition, and viewership records across multiple networks. Fans tuned in for her, and many are already pledging to boycott games while she's out. Without her, the WNBA looks like any other league scrambling to stay relevant. The lesson? This could have been prevented. Clark is not just a player. She's a walking marketing campaign, a highlight reel, a franchise in sneakers. The WNBA's negligence, letting her take hits, underplaying her impact, has brought it to this point. And now, Stephen A. is watching, receipts ready, predicting the ratings collapse and holding the league accountable. Caitlin Clark was lightning in a bottle. With her sidelined, the storm is coming. The next few weeks will show whether the WNBA protects and uplifts its stars, or lets its brightest draw slip away. If you agree with Stephen A., comment baby goat over baby giraffe, subscribe, and hit notifications so you never miss out.